Pranab Guha Thakurta from ATV, the first education channel. Today with us is Mr. Gurung, the famous Mr. Bhushan Gurung. He's the head of CG Education, Nepal. I think he takes care of more than 22 schools. That was the number when I was in Nepal 2.5 years back. Now I'm sure the number must have increased. And our host is Miss Sonica Agrawal. She is the regional head of Universal Business School, Mumbai Karzar, and she is based at Bangalore. Over to you, Sonica. Please take the conversation further.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sonica Agrawal from Universal Business School, and today I am in conversation with Sir Bhushan Gurung, who is academic head of CG Education Nepal. It's absolute honor to have you here today with us, sir.
Same with me, ma'am. Same with me.
Thank you, sir. And I'm really looking forward to have a conversation with you on the education system and its impact on the society. So allow me to few questions and take this conversation forward.
Let's shoot it, ma'am. Please shoot.
Yeah, sure. Sir, I would like to know what are the challenges that been faced by your school during the student assessment process in this whole during the pandemic time?
Sonika ji, this question has been raging all over the world in terms of assessment. Initially, it was about the teaching part on one side of the virtual platform and the learning that is happening on the other side.
Yes.
And it was, I think, though in Nepal, schools have reopened physically. I don't have much idea about India, because I think India is a vast country, and if one or two states have opened, I don't know, others may be still closed and they are still on the online format. But coming back to your question, we could see a stark difference in terms of teaching and in terms of learning by the students, and that has, I think, spiraled to the assessment process too. We could see that the assessment process that we had initiated in our schools and in Nepal could not give us a clear reflection as to what was the learning outcomes of our students. I know that's a very sad thing, and I think in India too, educators like you must have definitely observed that there was a big gap between teaching and learning, and also in terms of assessment. Do you want me to be a bit specific about it, Sonika ji?
Yes, sir. That would be great.
Now, during the assessment period, number one, because of this online and because of this limited kind of tool, online doesn't have the complete tool that we had initially envisioned, and actually online is a compulsion. If you ask me honestly, because of pandemic, we had to switch over, because we know. In learning and teaching, unless and until we are not face to face, many of the emotional aspects, the social learning and the peer group learning, it is lost. It was a compulsion, and during the assessment too, we could find that many of the things we could not take it up in terms of a very justified kind of evaluation and assessment. For example, question papers, it was screened, but how it was answered, in which how it was answered by the student, it's still a big question mark. Though we were quite strict about it with the students, that you can't move out of the screen, you cannot leave the screen, you have to leave your audio video both on. We did try to take measures, but in spite of taking measures, we could hear, and we did get to see a lot of anomalies there.
Yeah. So I'm sure, so this has been the challenge for irrespective of any country, because students are, at the end, they are students. So of course, with the lack of the international internet connection, or not having a proper setup at home, or students are, of course, they don't understand the importance of the assessment part and everything. So everyone faced this challenge, I'm sure.
Very true, very true, very true.
Yeah, but equally, I'm sure that school like yours has made a great effort, and the faculties also have made a great effort to do the maximum that they could
No,
do it.
Sonika ji, the question is, and the problem that we faced is, we did try from our side, but
Yeah,
from the other side of the screen, like you said,
yeah,
because of technical reasons, it could have been
yeah,
technical reasons, it could have been the preparation of the students also,
yeah,
and we know the tag called exam means they would like to pass, and in order
yeah,
to pass, students, I'm sorry to say that, now let me be a bit blunt, they did try to use any means possible. uh, I'm sure
yeah,
you
yeah,
in your side too, you must have faced
yeah,
that situation.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. We did that. So, so now how can this assessment, the school assessment which goes on, and the evaluation policy which has been designed by maybe the education policy makers or the schools, that has worked together to improve the students' learning outcome in the school?
So it's the question that you have asked, it's a very, very valid topic. Students learning, that is the key. And we have seen, sure you have also must have observed and evaluated that exams are not a kind of benchmark to really assess students'
Yeah,
learning.
absolutely.
If you ask me, we of course we should stick with this examination format that's there, but examination format can change, right? We can, instead of giving them syllabus and giving them a date and a time and making them sit and write for 2 hours or 3 hours or so, we can break this examination pattern into many other aspects. For example, we can have a formative kind of scheme where day-to-day learning is assessed by the teacher and it is marked. It should hold some portion, and then we can also go in for on the spot viva kind of exams
Mhm.
where students are assessed then and there itself. And then we can also go in for surprise tests,
Mhm.
where the students are told to give a test for certain marks, and then we can sum it up and have a cumulative kind of result, instead of having one exam at one go for 2 hours or three
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, yeah,
I think that can also help
yeah,
to evaluate students learning in a
exactly.
better way.
Yeah. So it was actually like you did not leave any stone unturned to evaluate any student into 360-degree parameter, and which is very valid, because only writing examination, mugging it up, throwing it on the paper will never be a successful method to evaluate any student and their learning outcome. So
I fully agree
absolutely.
with you. I fully agree with you.